Alright now. These are the last 3 stages. We're back, by the way. Hi. These are the last 3 stages. Lava Reef, Mechanical Madness, which is fun. Pardon me. And the Metal Monarch, or whatever it's called. Not a whole lot to say right now. I had to replay up to this point because, again, it's non-saving in order to do Knuckles and Knuckles. Maybe it's not. I never actually bothered to try. But, a little low on breath, I guess. But basically, it took me about an hour and a half to get up here, as opposed, well, yeah, about an hour and a half actually, like it did the original run. Not a whole lot else to say outside of that. I should have just done it with the other recording. Sorry, I'm still in the mindset of just playing without talking. It makes it easier to focus, but getting off of that is kind of a little bit more tough now. I think I have more lives than I did before as well, which is nice. And also, I think they updated the game between recordings, because now there's something called a continue. Because originally in this game, you just kind of, when you died, lost all your lives, the game just kind of ended and you started back on the first act. Which one video game reviewing company, I forget which one, criticized that because, I think it was Polygon probably, because they always, Polygon's not a good company. If you don't, I'll explain in a second, but yeah, they just said there was no continues or anything. You just started at the beginning. They really hated that. It's like, okay, and it's kind of your prerogative, I guess. But anyways, Polygon's known as kind of, it's one of the worst, less liked reviewing companies for games and everything. Criticized, whatever you call a critic. And honestly, it's kind of hard to, when you see what they do, it's kind of hard to side with them. They do reviews of games they didn't actually complete, where the review just ends as, I'm not going to finish this because I don't like this game or something. Reviews, there was one review that they were complaining that the ending didn't feel right. Like, there's supposed to be a special ending and it felt like really cheap or cut short or something, and it felt incomplete. And that's because for that specific game, whatever they were playing, the harder the difficulty was, the better the ending was for them, like the more extended, better visuals you got and everything. And they played on the easiest difficulty and got the worst ending. And a lot of people called them out on that, and then they just deleted comments and blocked anyone for commenting. And I think they fixed their reviews slightly, but it was still like really just, oh no, Knuckles, get out of there. Uh-oh. Knuckles, please. Okay, there we go. It was just really shady because, well, I mean, it was shady. Like, they did the lowest quality, and you can't blame them for doing that. But when they criticize parts of the game that require you to beat on a hard difficulty, it's sort of just, and I don't even think they said they beat it on easy mode either. They kind of try to hide that fact. So it's just a mess. It's a lot like BoJack Horseman, I guess. It's a Netflix show, and if you go on Metacritic, you'll notice that its first season is like really poorly reviewed, while the other 3 seasons in it are like 9 out of 10s and 8.5 out of 10s, and it's like really good. I really love the show. But basically why it got such poor reviews for the first season was because a lot of the companies that reviewed the Netflix show had a policy of only watching the first 2 shows of the season and then reviewing it based off of that, which is really dumb because BoJack Horseman notoriously changes tone throughout the episode, and it gets really good after 6 episodes in of the 12 episode seasons. Especially the first season. That's kind of the hardest to do because you don't know that it gets really good after that. I'm just fighting this guy. I don't know what I'm doing. This guy gets hit by lava a lot, and then you just feed him. Come on. The lava makes him take more damage. There we go. I'm gonna try and hit this first before I keep talking. But anyways, oh crap. There's a spot right here on the ground, and there's a spot right here, like where these little divots are between the rock collections. It's really hard. There's one on each section, but the one on the right side has like an Eggman thing, which makes you lose all your coins. Anyways, after one of the reviewing companies learned about BoJack Horseman, and they were one of the reviewers that only watched 2 episodes, and then they learned that it got like really good afterwards, so they changed their policy, saying that they had to review the entire season by watching all episodes of a season. Hopefully that was explained well enough. But if you have Netflix, that's fine. If you have Netflix, I recommend watching it. It's really good. Season 4 just came out 2 days ago. Everyone loves Season 2 and 3 the best. Season 4 was also great, but it didn't have the same hit to it. It's to give you just a synopsis, it's about it's anthropomorphic world, because there's like people that are half animal and everything. And main character is BoJack Horseman, who's a horse, who was a celebrity on a TV show called Horsing Around, which is like a family sitcom back in the 80s or something, or 90s. And this is just current age. He's trying to find relevancy, trying to feel like he has purpose, and I died again. Anyways, it's not everyone's an animal. Some people are humans, and they never explain why that is. It just kind of is, which kind of makes it like really funny. But they have a lot of animal-based humor too. So there's like a dog character, and his name is Mr. Peanut Butter, and it's like, okay, that's kind of funny and also kind of weird. It's a good show. Like I said, it takes about, for the first season specifically, it takes about 6 episodes for its true colors to show, because it's a comedy, but it's also like really dark and deep and everything. The comedy doesn't stand on its own all the time. It does some weird forms of humor, but when it hits, it hits. But other times it does rely a lot on just being depressing and sad and cruddy. And it's voiced by a lot of famous people too, so you can get into that, like Aaron Paul. What was it, Paul Aaron? What was his name? The guy from Breaking Bad, the second guy, Jesse, or whatever his name is. And then Will Arnett. He's from Arrested Development and a lot of other whatever. A lot of people like that. There's others too. Those are just like 2 of the more focused ones. That's all I kind of want to say about it. That's actually my favorite show on Netflix, because it's also like really underrated, which is depressing because it might not get renewed for another season if it keeps happening like that, despite its really high critical rating. I'm sure they won't do that. Netflix doesn't really cancel a show unless it like has a good reason to. Also, Netflix is in debt. If you never saw that, it's like $20 billion in debt, and it's like, oh, I didn't even know you could get in that much debt before you couldn't, like, you know, do stuff anymore. Which is bizarre, and I'm not sure why they're not panicking about it more, but I guess that's just how businesses work, and they know what they're doing or something. Where did that button hit? I think it hit up here. Another Netflix show that I really like is Daredevil. Daredevil Season 1 specifically. Season 2 was fun, just not the same appeal, not the same level of interest or just pizzazz overall. Then Season 3 isn't coming out for a while because Marvel's Defenders is doing all that jazz, and that's Daredevil's in that, and it's like, okay, well that was good 2 seasons, I guess. It was dumb, but whatever. I know the other ones are good. I know that Jessica Jones, I saw some episodes of that was pretty fun. Luke Cage, I've been told it's pretty good. Iron Fist, I've been told is pretty bad. Like one of the worst Marvel things ever. Oh, we can do an achievement right here, by the way. The achievement is to get these legs, get them destroyed. And the only way to destroy them is to have them get crushed on that little pink guy over there. Bam, 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 bam. The achievement without a trace. I wasn't actually trying to get that achievement either way. I was just accidentally fell down there. I think they're called Rexes, those little pink guys. Anyways, I don't remember any other Netflix shows that I enjoy. I'm sure I can think of something eventually, but those were the 2 big ones that I always kept an eye out when in terms of hearing about its development and how long until the next episode and all that jazz. Where am I going? Going up. So do I go up here? Let's see if we can go up here, Knuckles. No, I was just up here actually. So where am I off to? I'm running out of coins here. I need to fight my boss. Oh, by the way, this is this boss right here is gonna be the, where are we going? The boss up here is going to be a Knuckles specific boss, so... Where on earth am I going? I think I'm lost. I think it's supposed to be up here then. It's gotta be. I wasted so many coins getting up here. I should be fine for the boss. It'll take some messing around to really get right, but I should be fine. I know that there are other Netflix shows and everything on, well, Netflix originals, I guess you call them, but I don't know, I just wasn't interested. Stuff like Stranger Things and How to Make a Murderer or whatever it was, they just didn't appeal to me. Oh, this is a Knuckles exclusive area. It's nothing special. It's just a little tiny movement around. I think this is just to get us to the boss. Which should be right ahead. Which should be right here, actually. Knuckles? What are you doing, buddy? Oh, the button. Issue right here. I'm not gonna have a lot of rings to work against this boss, so I'll have to make do. It's because I got lost. Because I don't go down that area where the achievement was. Okay, so this is from Sonic and Knuckles 3. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. These are the Hyper Emeralds. This is a memory of when Knuckles tried to get the save the Master Emerald, and Eggman messed around with him, and now he's like, hey, you're not doing this to me too. I'm like out of rings at this point. I need to hit him like 8 times, don't I? No, no, no. I need him one more time. So yeah, these are Master Emeralds. Sorry, these are Hyper Emeralds. So the Chaos Emeralds get like supercharged. These are the platforms I'm saying on the Hyper Emeralds. These were used in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That was the Master Heavy, by the way. That's a Knuckles exclusive boss. I don't know why, but it is. Not a lot of points did I get. Yeah, sorry, I'm not explaining the game that much. That's the last exclusive boss, by the way. This is Metallic Madness. This is one of the more fun levels. It's a real shame that it's way late into the game, though, because, well, it takes a while to get here. If you're not just selecting the stage by after you beat the game, which you can do. Yeah, getting hit by those guys is kind of messy. That's like the last one, though, I think. Oh my god. Speaking of their brand-specific shows, I know YouTube Red's got some nice stuff to it. Also, I'm pretty sure that YouTube Red won't affect me if you do or don't have it, because I'm not partnered anyways, so it's not like it, it's not like it would matter. Okay, so this is one of the mechanics from Donkey Kong Country Returns, the foreground background thing. So we're in the background right now. There's a big ring that we're gonna get in a second. I just gotta avoid. I'm gonna climb up the walls. I just gotta avoid hitting any of these return pads until I hit the right one. That'll be up ahead. So everything in the foreground is just kind of me to look at. This is the one I want to hit. Bam. You only do this this only happens like once or twice. The foreground background thing. I say it's from Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I'm pretty sure. Oh my goodness. I should have turned super. It's alright. I was busy talking. I'm pretty sure it was in another game, but that's the one that I remember it most from. Country Returns for the Wii, made by Retro Studios, who made the Metroid Prime games. You know. Bam. The Metroid Prime games, of which a 4th one is being in development for the Nintendo Switch. Presumably, they didn't specify, but I'm hoping it's for the Nintendo Switch and not like the 3DS or something. I don't need enough torture in my life. I played the first one and the 3rd one. I never got the 2nd one. They were really good. that's all I want to say. But I was going to talk about how there's sort of, you know, I don't know if you know the term Metroidvania, which refers to games that are very explorative on a 2D plane, that require items to solve puzzles and such and whatnot. A lot of people, that's a point of contention, calling it Metroidvania, because you're referring to two games there. Metroid, like the first Metroid and Super Metroid, and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night is like one of the most well-regarded games that involved the Metroid pattern, so much so that it became a Metroidvania concept. Not any of the previous Castlevania games, but a lot of Castlevania games after Symphony of the Night were called that. Because I don't know, honestly. Get back here, man. So this is kind of just how this works. The stages from, I want to say, also Sonic 3 Knuckles, which is convenient. You gotta hit him 4 times, and things start going like really fast and messy and hyper, and everything's exploding. I just gotta hit him 3 more times. Not a whole lot else to say about that. Personally, I don't mind the Metroidvania concept of calling it Metroidvania. I get that it can be kind of like dumb because Castlevania is just followed in the steps of Metroid, so why would you call it Metroidvania? It's like calling Super Meat Boy, having a Super Meat Boy Mario game, call it like Super Mario Meat Boyism or whatever. Anyways, so I'm counting in my head right now to the number 4, because every time one of these panels sits down, slams down on the ground, I count to the 4, and the 4th one has Robotnik in it. So 3. Oh no, I counted early. You hit him 8 times, 4 of them are with everything going really fast and whatnot. I don't know why I'm bothering with this. Go. Hit the wall. Oh well. Not a whole lot to say. I feel like I forgot something. I think I talked about earlier about this game had like continues being added into it. Because like I said before about Polygon and blah blah blah, whatever. Continues weren't a thing in this game originally. Because when you died, that's it. You just started the game over from that same level, but the first act, beginning of the stage. But they added a continue in there, I guess, because people wanted it. All right, here's another thing. This is another foreground background. Taking these jumping on those silver things on the ground, you can switch between foreground and background. It's pretty nice, if I do say so myself. Bam. But you can only get continues from the special stages, the Chaos Emerald hunting stages, where you chase the UFO. But it doesn't. I'm not really sure why you would. This game's a lot more accessible than the other ones, like the other Sonic games. So it seems kind of ridiculous that you would just add continues, but I guess it's just because they wanted to. Also, hold on, see if I can find it. Show you the new mechanic of this stage. Other than the foreground background, there's a second mechanic, which is bizarre because a lot of levels only have like one mechanic in them. Okay, these are. Oh, these are not shrink grow rays. Oh, I hit that. All right, fine. So there are rays in these levels that, yeah, the red ones make you really small, and it's very adorable. But the blue ones make you large. And when you're Super Sonic or Knuckles or Tails or anything, you're like the most adorable little thing ever. He's so tiny. Can I do this? There we go. Boop boop boop. So they don't really incentivize you to use foreground background. It's just for a means to advancing the stage. Come on, there we go. I should be hitting the end here actually pretty soon. I like how the little mini characters are as big as rings. It's like a little plush toy. It's like you're playing as a plush toy. There are some weird glitches with the shrink grow thing because your character can because your partner can get all messed up and accidentally not go through a shrink or grow ray. So hypothetically speaking, you can actually make your character be a big character during this fight because you're actually a small character. Spoilers, but it's really funny. I've managed to have the opposite where I think No, it was the opposite because my AI little helper buddy was small. Or no, big during the fight. I can't remember. It was Tails and I was Sonic, so it was a while ago. Here's the fight. Oh, it's not the fight. Alright. Should be hitting it soon enough, I could have sworn. You'll know because we hit a red bar. Yep, there it is. So there's an achievement for here to let all the little boxes out and not destroy them. Well, that's fine. I guess I shouldn't do it while I'm super, or have a partner for that matter. I had more than enough time to try it out, but... So these are just little mini Robotniks and Amy dolls and everything. From the first two Sonics. I think they're the first two bosses of the first two Sonic games. So now Robotnik fell out. And now we're gonna chase him for a little bit. Just kidding, he left. Now we're big again. We hit it. Goodbye. Sorry, I'm not talking a whole lot about the game itself. I've done this so often, it's pretty rudimentary to me. It's just getting to the end of the level as fast as possible, which is the main mechanic. So this is a Titanic Monarch. I believe this is new. I could be wrong, but this is... Oh, get out of here, buddy. There we go. Where was that switch? There we go. That's what I wanted to get. Well, that was well worth it. So Titanic Monarch is a very unique stage compared to the rest. Not because of those black orb things. That is one of the reasons. But because the second act, you're gonna have to do specific things in order to advance, and I'll explain it when I get there. It's not too complicated. I usually have the electric shield at that point, so that's why I was being so non-cautionary. Little electric orbs. Little electric lines, I mean. Just need to play it carefully. We got some robot hands that lift us up. The music's pretty fitting for the last stage, to be fair. It's very robotic and artificial. Also, those machines with the red lasers that keep circling me with like that weird pattern. I just either get far enough away from them or I just destroy them. Okay, buddy. Go on. Get out of here. No. Get out of here. What are you doing? You're supposed to be moving away at this point. I hate you. Alright, there we go. So these orbs, basically, you just kind of have to time yourself with this. You always go the same speed when going off those orbs. You can't speed yourself up any way, shape, or how. Which is fine. I'm gonna try and hold on to my rings if I can help it. If I can't, I'll just go super and just caution to the wind. Throw caution to the wind. So here's something fun. You take a ride in these Robotnik machines, and you hit a wall. Isn't that hilarious, or whatever? Isn't that fun? A lot of this I have no control over. I'm just watching it happen. Which is a lot of point of contention for a lot of people here. They don't like the fact that you don't always have control over your character. It's understandable. I get that. That's sort of what threw me off at first when I was playing this game. It felt kind of cruddy to be not in control and just watch your character do stuff. But I feel like this game does it a lot better. It treats those movements like reward sections, so paying attention to where you need to go and pressing jump or going in a certain direction rewards. That's what this game is in general. It rewards you with the ability to get like better stuff like rings or shields or finding maybe a big ring or something. It's better at that than a lot of the other Sonic games, to be fair, because those games are just watch this. This is the only path you can go on, and there's no reason to press anything else because you'll probably fall off. Because the game's not coded that well. You could really say that about any of the Sonic games, but some do it worse than others in terms of coding or programming. Oh crap. I forgot about that. Alright, here we go. This is a moving up and down platform. I just hit it at the wrong time. I just gotta try and keep an eye on where I am and what I'm doing. Get out of here. I'll get 50 rings before I hit the boss of this area. Don't worry about it. That's not an issue. That's not what I'm concerned with. It's just this stage can kind of just throw you for a loop sometimes. There are some momentum factors that go into this. At least that's what it feels like anyways. It can just... The other issue is that the stage always looks so similar to itself, so there are times where you just kind of think you're going the right way, but in turns you're going in a circle. I'm gonna try not to... Oh jeez, I thought I was gonna lose my rings there. I don't want to have to use it just yet. Just trying to get 50, and then we'll see if I can just push myself through. Or get a shield. Either or at this point. Okay. Literally the non-moving enemy gets me. That makes sense. This game doesn't have much for like obstacles and these weird pigs that throw bombs. Okay. I normally don't fight the boss without super form, so there may be a chance that I have to, you know, do that. And I don't want to do that. I don't like these pig, whatever, I think those are armadillos with like, what do you call them? Jet boosters on their backs or something to launch me in the air. They're very annoying. I just don't want to die, because getting back here is kind of a pain sometimes. There should be a life. There it is. It takes a little bit of work to get to sometimes. It may seem like as the last world there aren't big rings here, but there are. You just gotta look for them. I don't need to. I should be fine. We're about to hit the boss right now-ish, actually. Perfect timing. So this guy's from the third game as well. His shtick is that he has little bulbs rolling around in circles on the ground, and they explode into spikes. And then he has a second form, which shoots lasers, and is based on the movement of the elevator. So if the elevator is going upwards, I can't hit him. And he just hits the ceiling like that. But if it's going downwards, I'll be able to hit him super easily. You can see because the arrow's in the background. That's just a whole lot of hubble blue. Bubble hubble bubble blue blue. Bam. Alright, we're done here. Oh boy. Now whether or not I get super for what is the final boss, that depends on how well I can just pay attention to everything. Also, I'm gonna take a drink. Be right. Almost done. Of soda. Something weird about this. There's a little gap opening over here. Oh, pardon me. There's a gap like where Knuckles can't be seen, and for some reason it's just there. You think there'd be like a secret or something, but I can't find it. We're gonna hit this. There we go. So jumping off those is usually beneficial, but if you jump off too soon, you can die. So unless you know what you're doing, it's generally not preferred. Bam. Come on. There we go. Well, yeah, I didn't get hit, so I guess it's fine. Yeah, this game's pretty automative in terms of getting you back on track, especially this stage. Excuse me again, sorry. Okay, so we're getting to the mechanic of this. See in the background, these are all the heavies that we fought. The heavy, I believe his name is the heavy policeman or gunner, the heavy magician, the heavy knight, and the heavy, it's not the ninja, it's the shinobi. Which is like, I don't know. I think that's from like Sonic CD. Like there's a Shinobi or something in that game. So I got to get through the stage without. If I fall into that pink mist you saw there a second ago, if I fall into that, I go backwards in the stage, and I have to do this 4 times for 4 different areas. And it's interesting on the basis that I can't touch that stuff or else I go back. But it gives me different checkpoints, so I'm good to go a lot of the time. It's just a lot of memory at this point. The game never like tricks you in the sense that you're supposed to go one way but you end up going another. It's usually pretty straightforward. And you'll see where I have to how I get through. I can't talk right now. You'll see how I get through this because you'll know what when I get to the end, because there's one of those orbs and a little room with a pink mist in it, the one I wanted to actually go into at that point. It's complicated because I'm not good at explaining it, but we'll see it in a second. I have to do this 4 times, and keep in mind, if you don't know about the 10-minute rule in Sonic games, if you don't beat a course in 10 minutes, as shown by the timer on the right, you die. That's just it. The timer goes back to 0, you lose a life, but that's... Alright, so we're done with this area, and you'll know we're done because when we go back to the main hub world... Wait, are we not here? Oh no, we're not here. Now here we are. This part's blocked off now. So now we got 3 more to go. I just forgot what I was saying before. It's fine. So I just need to get through this, not die, and try and keep as many coins as humanly possible. The final boss isn't hard at all, but I'd rather not have to do this without being hyper, or super. You don't get hyper in this game, without being super, because it just takes like about twice as long, if not 2.5 times as long. I feel like I'm just babbling on at this point. I wanted to get back to talking about something that I cut myself off of before, about talking about YouTube Red shows that I like. Stupid pig. There's not a whole lot, but the only one I saw recently was Good Game. That's a YouTube Red show again, on YouTube only. Also, we're done with this area. If I can hit that. It was good. It was a good show. You can go look it up on YouTube. You have to have Red subscription, which you can do for free. I'm gonna go super through the rest of this because I should be able to get enough rings. I just gotta keep attention. If I lose more than 80, so I get to like 70 or something total, I'll try and look for more, but that shouldn't be a problem at this state. I mean, this, I don't know what to talk about, but this game can still have some issues, especially the PC version. It feels like it's got some weird bugs that no other version has, despite it taking 2 weeks longer to release. It's still a good version. It's highly moddable, and a lot of people have modded it to heck already. One of my favorites being the Chaos Emerald special runs, but they replace all the assets, the visuals, with certain items or characters. Like everything is Knuckles, so like your Knuckles chasing after a UFO that's holding Knuckles, or Knuckles is the UFO itself, and all the coins and blue orbs in the stage turn into Knuckles, and it's just the weirdest. Okay, we got one more. Got down here. Again, none of these are specifically difficult, they're just tedious, and for some people this can take up to 9 to 10 minutes. Which is good for the developers' part, because that means even people who don't know what they're doing still get a good fighting chance. What was I... I can't remember what I was saying, but I don't think it was important, so it's fine. Alright, we're going back here. Yeah, this can be weird at times, so I'll try to not get lost. Again, this is the last area, and then we immediately go to the final boss after this. Well, the technicality final boss, it's what happens is if you have a partner on your side, like Tails, or in this case Knuckles, you get a special, like, true boss basically after you fight the final boss, which is nice. It's just fun, honestly. It's really easy too, which is upsetting, but it's nothing too bad. All right, so we're gonna go fight him now. Portal should open up. The final boss is Dr. Eggman. So he's got the Infinity Gem on. He's still got the Infinity Emerald on him, and I can't hurt him because he's gonna have an orb on him. I can only fight him when he takes the blue orange shield off, which happens when he does his electric attack right now. I want to try to hit him 4 times, but if I do it right, I can hit him 5 times, and this will end up getting things faster. 4 times destroys a certain tendril on his arm. See, now I hit him 4 times, so every 4 times that means basically 16 times you gotta hit him. Which is really tough. This fight is pretty legitimate if you play this without super. Also, I just need 2 more hits now because I've been counting in my head how many times he's taken the damage animation. If you let this fight progress long enough, some fun stuff actually happens, but since we're super, we're not going to let that happen. So normally we just escape the Egg Empire building or the Titanic Monarch, but because we're doing the special version of this game, we're actually gonna fight it. This is Heavy again, the Heavy King, his name is. We fought him before as a Knuckles exclusive boss. We don't actually fight him with Tails or Sonic. And then that's referred to as Super Robotnik because he has a super machine, and it's like Super Heavy King because he got the emerald on him, the Infinity Emerald. So this is a pretty legit fight in terms of just paying attention to what's happening. The rings are flying everywhere. Every time you hit one of these guys, they drop the emerald, and then the other guy picks it up, and then you gotta fight him. And you do this about 4 to 5 times for each guy, so it ends up being just a normal 8-hit boss fight. You can press B, jump, when you're in the air to like slam into the guy, but that costs a lot of rings, so I don't recommend it. Also, you don't know where you're going. I just like flying. These can actually be kind of tough sometimes because when you can take damage, you lose a bit of rings, not all of them. Come on down here, Robotnik. There you go. So yeah, he dropped the Infinity Emerald. Hitting them is pretty much just not getting hit back and just slamming into them. Look at that. Like I said, they're pretty easy. Not half bad music either. I think you gotta hit each of them 8 times maybe. You can't pick up the emerald either. They don't want the game to end that quickly. Yeah, when I first did this boss, this was actually like kind of legit difficult and tough. But now that I'm doing it this way, it's pretty simple. There goes the Heavy King, Super Heavy King, and there goes Robotnik. You're out of here. We did it. When you're Sonic, you get an actual, like, animated ending. But when you're... If you do anybody but Sonic and you do a normal ending, that means, like, if you do Tails and Sonic, or if you just do Tails by himself or Knuckles by himself, you get a special small cutscene. But if you get the Knuckles and Knuckles ending, it's just this. He's just reading... He's reading off Sonic, Mania, and Knuckles, I believe, is the name of the book. I find it adorable. I sort of built this up to be a lot bigger than it was, but that's the ending. That's the game. Yay! Oh, that's right. We didn't fight the Heavy Knight because that was the Lava Reef Act 2 boss. When we fought the Heavy King, the guy who was jumping on the emeralds and everything and charging himself up and shooting lasers during this episode, that's usually when Sonic and Tails fight the Heavy Knight. He's a guy who rides on like this little motorcycle and he whacks people with a mace, and it's really funny, and he does really cool tricks in the background sometimes, and you can hear that little yay animation we just heard. It's a shame we don't get to fight him though when we're Knuckles. It's sort of a double-edged sword. You get new cool stages and fights with Knuckles, but you don't get some of the other fights that are also kind of cool that Sonic and Tails get. Alright. Let's just fast forward through this. Out of here. I feel like this episode's a little lackluster. It might be because I felt like I lost a lot of energy by having to play through it again to get up to the point of Lava Reef, but oh well. Hell, maybe I'll just do this Sonic and Tails and just show you the normal playthrough afterwards. I mean, it's kind of exactly the same except for the 1 or 2 differences like I mentioned, but it's up to you guys, I guess. Again, we wouldn't get Super Sonic quite as fast. We'd still get him in the same act of the second world. It'd just take a little bit longer, because you don't get that Knuckles exclusive area at the beginning of this game. Alright then. So yeah. So 9 Knuckles is on. Blah blah blah. I've been practicing a little bit. No, I don't want it. No. We'll just say this is the end of the video. We're not doing this. As much fun as it would be, I'm not doing this. Get out of here. I can't get out of here, can I? I'm not going to close the screen either because I could corrupt it. Alright. Well, I'm going to call it here. Maybe I'll do this just for funsies to show you guys what's up. Maybe some like way to get through this or whatnot. Sorry, I just had to pause it there. Well, whatever happens next episode, I hope you guys stick around. If not, that's fine. It's been good. This was fun. Alright, take care.